Much of history gets buried in the sands of time, but occasionally modern techniques are able to uncover an ancient civilization. Whilst many ancient civilizations disappear without a trace, evidence of their existence may have survived in ancient texts. Many historians have analysed these ancient texts and discovered amazing facts showing that advanced civilizations had existed thousands of years ago. But as so often happens, something brings about their downfall, which could be earthquakes, famine, or man's constant predilection for war. One fascinating account that comes from ancient texts is a machine called the Vimana. The description of this machine and what it was capable of doing appears to be more than just a mythical story in an ancient text. Could these ancient people have been assisted by alien technology? Evidence of unexplained ancient aircraft can be found across the planet, especially in areas where major civilizations once thrived. Physical evidence of alien intervention in human history is undeniable. Ancient astronaut theorists seek to explain alien presence in the past with ancient aircrafts and landing strips linked to India, Egypt, and Mesoamerica. Pictographs that were discovered in Egypt and Mesopotamia was an early form of writing from before 3000 BC, which described human interaction with these entities. It may be easy to dismiss ancient Sanskrit descriptions of flying machines or flying saucers as mere myth, but ancient writers made a scrupulous distinction between myth, which they called Daiva, and factual record, which they called Manusa. In the Manusa accounts, the most elaborate details for Manana buildings are set down. The Samarangana Chuchadara say that they were made of light material with a strong, well-shaped body. Iron, copper, lead were used in their construction. They could fly for great distances and were propelled by air. They had fire and mercury at the bottom, where the Vimana develops thunder power through the mercury. The Vimana, or fly machines, are commonplace in ancient Indian texts and describe their use in warfare. As well as being able to fly within Earth's atmosphere, they were also said to be able to travel into space and travel underwater. The Vimana were ancient fly machines that were purportedly used by the gods in ancient India. The earliest accounts of this civilization are written in Sanskrit thousands of years ago, where different types of Vimanas are referred to. These amazing flying machines were used in incredible battles resembling modern-day jet planes, hundreds of years before Christ. In the Mahabharata, these incredible battles are described. The Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic where the main story revolves around two branches of a family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, who, in the Kurukshetra war, battle for the throne of Hastinapura. The Vimanas had sophisticated combat weapons that could shoot out beams of light. The ancient texts refer to King Salva's attacks against the city of Dwaraka, where the god Krishna lived. Salva leads a flying Vimana called Subha that has the power to become invisible. Krishna returns the attack with lightning that locates and destroys his enemies through sound. One description of the battle is described in the following text. Gurkha, flying in his swift and powerful Vimana, hurled against the three cities of the Varishis and Anhakas. A single projectile charged with all the power of the universe, an incandescent column of smoke and fire, as brilliant as 10,000 suns, rose in all its splendour. It was the unknown weapon, the Iron Thunderbolt, a gigantic messenger of death which reduced to ashes the entire race of the Varishnis and the Andakas. The description of the after effects of this Iron Thunderbolt appears identical to modern warfare, where the many people who lost their lives were unidentifiable. The survivors fared little better, as it caused their hair and nails to fall out, pottery broke without apparent cause, and the birds turned white, and after a few hours, all foodstuffs were infected. To escape from this fire, people threw themselves into streams to wash themselves. This describes an atomic war. Other references describe other battles where a fantastic array of weapons and aerial vehicles are common in all the epic Indian books. One even describes Vimana Valiksi, battle on the moon, where in the Sanskrit Samarangana Chuttadara, which means controller of the battlefield, it is written, "Strong and durable must the body of the Vimana be made, like a great flying bird of light material. Inside, one must put the Mercury engine with its iron heating apparatus underneath, by means of the power latent in the Mercury which sets out the driving whirlwind in motion. A man sitting inside may travel a great distance in the sky. The movements of the Vimana are such that it can vertically ascend, vertically descend, move slanted forwards and backwards. With the help of these machines, human beings can fly in the air and heavenly beings can come down to earth." According to Dr. V. Raghavan, former professor of Sanskrit at the University of Madras, there are countless documents in Sanskrit dating back thousands of years that prove that extraterrestrial beings were in ancient India thousands of years ago. The extraterrestrial visitors were referred to as gods, and these gods had numerous weapons and technologies that were interpreted by ancient people as heavenly. There are also texts that talk about how these flying machines can be built. The Ramayana indicates that 16 types of metals are needed to build a Vimana. On Earth, we only have 3 of the metals mentioned in the sacred text. The ancient texts also refer to incredible technologies like anti-gravity. This anti-gravitational force is what allowed the Vimana to move freely through space. The Vimana are mentioned in several other texts other than Hindu mythology, indicating that these flying machines of the gods were a possibility thousands of years ago. Dr. Raghavan says that the technology was brought by beings from other planets thousands of years ago. Today, many ufologists believe that the Vimana were actually flying saucers. These strange vehicles were piloted by otherworldly beings, and there was actual proof of them in ancient texts across the globe, like the Sanskrit, where the flying machines are mentioned in detail. Researchers believe that there are many other texts that have not been translated yet and hold important details regarding otherworldly visitations and their technology thousands of years ago. In the Sumerian language, there is a name that they gave for these extraterrestrials called Anunnaki, and these aliens taught the Sumerians and Babylonians how to build and manage these sophisticated machines. It is believed that this knowledge made its way to ancient India that can be seen in the iconography of some Hindu gods and some mythological accounts as being evidence of a possible connection to the ancient Anunnaki. Images and ancient accounts show an incredible similarity between NASA's new Orion capsule and an ancient Indian Vimana.